I haven't done any videos lately. Actually, I've done a lot of filming. Can't get time to edit it and post it. But give you a little update. I've been kind of abandoned the plating operation for a little while because I had some mechanical things I wanted to get done. And this was one of the main ones. I put this this is a 9-inch forward rear end out of a Ford truck. I always loved 9-inch forward rear ends, and I wanted to put one in. I did it for two reasons. One, on the original 55 Chrysler, you had a great big drum here on the back of the, on the very end of the transmission with a band that wrapped around it. And that was a parking brake. Well, with this 727 Chrysler engine, I'm not going to be able to, there's no way to do that, so I needed to have a rear end that the parking brake is cable operated, and these are. So with this rear end, I'm able to put cable operated parking brake system. That was one reason. Second reason is I just love forward 9-inch rear ends. And it was about 2 inches too narrow, or narrower than the 55 Chrysler. So I've got an inch wheel spacer on each wheel, and it brings it out just perfect, clearing with the springs and all. I've already done all the brake lines on it, put new brake lines, and I've actually ran the brake lines up to the front of the car. Got a whole lot to do. I got to get the body back on it before I can mount the master cylinder and complete the brake line. This looks like copper, but it's a mixture of copper and nickel. It's just as strong as the old steel brake line, and it's much easier to work when you're doing your fittings on the end and flanging the double flange on your ends. It just works easier than the old steel line. One problem I'm dealing with, this is the original power steering unit, and this thing is huge. And the exhaust pipe is dumping right into it. And there's dozens of headers and exhaust manifolds for these cars, but all of them have the same problem. So I'm going to have to do away with this power steering unit. And the problem with new power steering units in newer vehicles, as you can see, these old systems, they came to the back of the front axle. So when you turn the steering wheel to the right, the steering arm goes to the left, and most of the new cars, the power steering unit hangs out in front of the axle, so when you turn the steering wheel to the right, the steering arm goes to the right. So I went to the junkyard and I found this was on a Chevrolet Suburban, and this is perfect size. It's going to be easy to mount, and this was mounted on in front of the axle. However, the steering arm was turned around backwards, which means if I put the steering arm so it comes out the front side, it'll work like I need it to work. So I'm hoping this will work, and that'll get rid of all of that. I can go right directly from here up to the steering column to the dashboard with just a real slim rod and get rid of all of this old power steering unit here. So working on that, and I've putting disc brakes on the front of it. The company There's several companies that make these, but one is Rusty Hope, Rustyyhope, and they make a kit for putting disc brakes on the front of these old Chryslers. So I bought that kit, and I've got the calipers. I haven't got my rotors yet. The calipers are one kind of car, the rotors are another kind of car, bearings are a mixture, but it all works. And so I'll have disc brakes on the front of the car, and of course with the old Ford 9-inch rear end, it'll be drum brakes on the back. So that's what I'm working on right now, and I hope to get back on plating here pretty soon. I've got so I can do a pretty good job of plating. I've worked out techniques, and I've done several videos on it, and I've just got to get them edited and get them posted. So we're getting there.